job, day and night, fighting fires till the morning light. I've seen lots and lots of fire trucks. I can see those big engines roaring down the street. I've seen lots and lots of fire
The alarm! Get out the hoses! Get out the ladders!
It's the telephone, Chief.
What? The phone's on fire? Oh, the phone. Southside Station. Chief Pat O'Hara here. Oh, top of the morning to you, Mayor Dorsey. Yes, sir. That firebug's activities are costing all of us a lot of sleep. Last night's fire was a bad one, but luckily no one was hurt. Officer Perkins? Yes, Your Honor, I'll give him 4-4 when he arrives. And a goodbye to you too, Mayor. That was the mayor.
I guess Fiendish police are under a lot of pressure to act as a mysterious arsonist who's been setting all these fires.
Faith in Bagora. You'd better believe it, Fred. The citizens are on the warpath. They demand something be done to stop it.
My Uncle Joe's a cop. They told me they have no clues to the culprits of enemy.
It's no wonder, Buford. Every building he's torched so far has burnt right down to the ground. No doubt any evidence the building might have left behind is incinerated as well.
Well, there's at least one good thing about all this. The recent fireworks have managed to burn down factories and businesses that are empty at night, so no one has been hurt or killed.
That doesn't change the fact that you men put your lives on the line every time you have to put out one of these bonfires. It's bad enough to have to fight fires that occur accidentally, but when someone sends it deliberately, well, the thought of it gets me dander up.
When you get upset, you get dander?
Me dander, not me dander up. Irish temper.
Oh, sorry, I'm not here too well this morning. Projecting on the fire hose that day, so it'll be right here with me.
Good morning, sleepyheads. I figured you'd all been tired from fighting that fire last night, so I didn't want to disturb you until I heard voices coming from in here. I brought you some nice hot oats to start your day off right.
Thanks, Ma. Now I know the fire station in the city of Quick half as good as you are.
Now stop it before you make me blush. I brought some oatmeal for Smokey.
I'll wager that Molly's going to grow up to be just as good of a cook as her mom, huh?
She's already a big help in the kitchen already. My mom is a good girl, she is. Thanks, Smokey, thanks.
That donation is no private, so
That's a good boy. I'll go wash the pots and pans, Mom. Thank you, dear. I don't know what Molly and I would have done if you hadn't given us that little bit of room to live in and a job we could deal as good a boy as Chief.
Your husband was a fine fighter, Mom. The best, seeing as in how he lost his life in the line of duty. It's the least we could do to help out his widow and little one.
All the same, God bless you for your kindness, Chief O'Hara. I'll be back for your things after you've finished.
Peg Murphy is a good woman.
Ma's been with her a number of years now. I'll bet she would have turned down Dr. Mayor again if the right man asked her.
Well, what are you two jokers staring at me for? I've been a confirmed bachelor all my life, and that's what I intend to stay. Now wipe those grins off your mugs and eat your mush.
We have a few minutes before we have to go to the shirt factory and begin sewing on collars. Let's sit out here and enjoy the day first.
And maybe catch a glimpse of Fireman Fred Sparks passing by if he's not already at the station house.
Could she have guessed the identity of my secret love? Julie, whatever gave you such an idea?
You can't fool me, Mildred Smith. I've seen the way you two make goo eyes at each other while you spend half the time sitting at your sewing machine gazing out the window at him. He stares at you too. Don't deny it.
Well, I guess I can't, if my feelings for him aren't that apparent.
I'd say he's smitten with you as well.
Oh, I hope so. But he's so shy. He never says anything more than good day and good afternoon. And then he hurries on his way. At this rate, we'll never get to know each other.
Well, I suppose you could set your skirt on fire. Then when he comes to put you out, you could strike up a conversation with him.
I think I'll wait before I become that desperate. At least another week. Time to go to work.
We'll think of a way to get you and Fred Sparks together. You'll see.
I told you we should have off this here stock plant. See, there's the fire station.
And there's the shirt factory, just like the jet the board has said.
If we don't get jobs here, we'll just have to try somewhere else. I'll scrub floors with a toothbrush if I have to, but I ain't never going back to that farm.
You're right, Clara. We come here to get certified, and by golly, that's what we're gonna do.
We'll get so sophisticated, Ma and Pa won't even know us.
And then I can introduce you, and you can introduce me. Good luck, sis.
Good luck, Clem. Cross your fingers. And your toes. Now let's go get ourselves some jobs.
Door's open. Come in. Down, Smokey. I'm Fire Chief Pat O'Hara.
Howdy, Sam Scott.
What is wrong with your hand?
Got my fingers crossed for good luck. And you'll give me a job.
A job.
Sure could use some extra help, Chief. All the fires like to fight lately. You sure could.
That's a fact. All right, Clem, you're hired.
Yeehaw!
Now I'm cross fingers and shake hands with two of your teammates, Buford Mullins
Howdy.
and Fred Sparks.
Welcome to Southside State. Glad to be here.
And that's our mascot, Smokey.
I ain't never seen a dog like that before. What, he knock over an inkwell? Smokey's a dog.
They all look like that. Shake hands with fun, Smokey.
Smokey, mind your manners.
Oh, that's okay. I reckon he smells my pet Sal. Gave her a big hug before we left the car.
You have a pet Sal?
Yeah, her name's Susan Elizabeth.
You have a son named Susan Elizabeth?
That's her proper name. We call her by her nickname.
And what might that be?
Suey. I've always wondered where that came from. We raised her.
We?
Yeah, me and my baby sister Claire. She's asking for a job down at the shirt factory. Hold on. Hey, Clara.
Yeah,
I got a job.
so did I. Fred Roberts.
Yahoo! Ain't that great?
Good for you. If you'll follow me, I can show you where the lockers are and find you a uniform. Then, boys, maybe you'll show Clem where the fire engines are and equipment.
Sure. Come on, Smokey. This is my newest acquisition, Lulu. Do you need a shirt?
Assume the name, of course.
Of course, the name Nevelash never appears on any of my deeds. Then, when the firebug burns the building to the ground, no one will ever link the insurance check to the real owner, me.
So, how do I fit into your latest little scene?
I'm a little concerned that this place is so close to a fire station. Once I set it on fire, it will spoil everything. If the firefighters put out the blaze before the place is totally destroyed.
So?
So I want you to get to know the firemen and find out when their lightest shift is on call and such. I'll even teach you how to tamper with their equipment so it won't work when the fire breaks out. Think you can handle it?
Of course I can handle it, Neville. It'll be as easy as taking candy from a baby. I'll just use the same one I always use when I want to get information from somebody. I tell them that I'm a lady journalist, and I'd like to do a feature on them for my newspaper column. When they think they'll see their name in print, they'll tell you anything but the size of their long nose.
I love it. You're almost as devious as I am.
Always right.
While you're doing that, I'll make an appearance at the shirt factory as the new plant manager. I want you to scout out the best locations to set the fire that's going to turn the Anita shirt factory into a smoking ruin. I'll meet you later to find out what you've learned.
Oh, interesting. Hello? Anybody there? Can I help you? Oh, hello. I knocked but nobody answered, so I just let myself in. I I'm Luna Lamore, a reporter for the Clarion, and I was hoping to interview one of your firefighters. A lady reporter? I've never heard of a lady reporter before. Society editors and law-born writers, maybe. But a reporter? The Clarion is very progressive.
What's progressive mean?
Honey, progressive means that by the time you're all grown up, women will be able to do all sorts of jobs that currently only men perform.
Oh, really? Maybe I'll be a doctor or a policeman. Well, I mean police lady.
Stuff and nonsense, that'll be the day. And marry a nice young man and have children. That's what you'll do. I don't trust women who are too worldly. They lose their femininity. Well, no one's mistaken me for a man. Oh, but nobody's ever mistaken her for a lady either. Well, you just wait right there and I'll fetch one of them. Molly, you clean up the breakfast things.
Yes, Ma.
So, tell me, Molly, how old are you?
I'm 12, Miss.
Lamore. I take it your mother works here?
Yes, ma'am. Ma cooks and cleans up for the firemen. I help too. We live here.
At the station?
Yes, ma'am.
How interesting. Hey, would you call all this crazy mutt?
Hush, Smokey. Shame on you. Mind your manners. I don't know what got into him. He's usually real friendly to everyone. You've been a bad dog, Smokey. Bad dog.
One of the men will be here in a minute. Now, honey, we have the breakfast things to wash.
Yes, Ma. Nice to meet you, Miss Moore.
My, how polite. It was nice to meet you too, Molly. Come along now.
You too, Smokey.
Miss, Boss said you wanted to interview a firefighter.
Well, hello there.
Hello, I'm Spike Parks. No, Bryce Parks. I'm a firefighter. A firefighter.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Fred. I'm Lamore. Lamore is French for love, you know.
I didn't know that. All I speak is American.
Well, I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Why don't you sit here, Fred? Can I call you Fred? And I will sit here. What's the matter, Fred?
I can see your ankle, Miss Moore.
Oh, it's just Lulu, and I didn't mean to embarrass you. I wouldn't want you to think I'm just terrible.
Oh, I don't think that. You're just so sophisticated and all. I've never met anyone like you before.
Well, then it's time to tell me, Fred, do you guys ever sleep here, or do you always go home at night?
We got barracks from upstairs, and when we work the night shift, we sleep there. We haven't slept much lately, though, with all the fires that Fiendish firebug was setting.
I can imagine. That being said, are there more fires during the day or at night?
We've been working more night shifts since that's when firebug strikes, especially on weekends.
That's interesting.
We could use a lot more men on the force. In fact, the chief hired someone just this morning.
Hey, Brian.
That's him now.
Chief said you...
Oh, wow! This is Tom's guy. Miss Lamore is writing an article on firefighters for the newspaper. Well, I sure wish to read anything you've written, even I could read.
I will send you a copy. Fred, dear, could you help me?
Oh, sure.
Thank you. I like a strong man.
Well, I could lift a 100-pound sack of manure all by my lonesome.
So, Fred, if you're leaving, perhaps I could walk with you and ask you some questions as we go.
Oh, sure. I'll be like, oh.
So, you're a firefighter here too, Club?
Yes, ma'am. They gave me this for your meat out.
It's nice. Tell me, how many fire trucks do they have here?
I don't know.
What about hoses?
I don't know.
Ladders? The safety nets? Axes?
Hold on.
You are no
walk, but we can wait for the trolley if you'd rather.
Oh no, the trolley is always so crowded. Besides, I would rather be alone with you.
So you can go on with the interview?
Of course.
Well, fire away.
Fire away. You made a little joke.
I guess I did too.
Mildred, are you alright?
Oh, Julie, did you see them together? Fred and some fancy woman in a bright red blouse?
I sure did, and her seamstress must have skimped on the material because she sure made it tight. Now, Mildred, don't be upset. Maybe that's Fred's sister. His niece? A distant cousin once removed?
She didn't act like she was his relative. She acted like she was his girlfriend.
Taking a little tea break?
We're sorry, Mr. Ash. It's just that my friend Mildred is upset and...
My, so she is. Well, Miss.
Dinsmore.
Miss Dinsmore, why don't you return to your sewing machine and I'll see what I can do for your friend.
Her name's Mildred, but...
I insist. As plant manager, I'm responsible for my girl's well-being.
Yes, sir.
Why is she sad?
I'm feeling better now, Mr. Ash. I can go back to work too.
Nonsense. In the state you're in, you could sit your fingers together. Here, sit down a moment.
You're very kind.
I could never stand to see a pretty girl cry. Actually, I love it when they bawl their heads off. They're unhappy. They're vulnerable to the attentions of a cad like me. So tell me, what has made you so sad, dear child?
I'm in love with the fireman across the street, and I hoped he cared for me as well. But I just saw him leave the station in the company of a beautiful woman.
Before Lulu's through with him, the chump will have to tell her everything he knows. The solution to your problem will take some thought. Let me ponder upon it, and after work, you and I can go to a quiet, intimate little restaurant I know. We can resume our discussion there.
You'd be willing to help me?
My only concern is for your happiness.
What a nice man you are.
Well, I try. Egad, this girl is gullible. Shall we meet here, then, directly after the factory whistle blows?
Oh yes, Mr. Ash.
Call me Neville.
Never. Until then.
What a night this will be. Not only will I burn down another factory for a fortune in insurance premiums, the foolish little girl will be a pushover for a charmer like me.
Excuse me.
Gad, you startle me.
Sorry. Can you tell me where the Southside Fire Station is located?
The fire station? It's right over there, officer.
Perkins. Timothy Perkins.
Neville Ash, I'm plant manager here at the shirt factory.
Pleased to meet you. The chief sent me down to talk to the firemen about the big blaze last night.
Oh yes, I've heard about it. Have you any idea how it occurred?
It was the work of that fiendish firebug who's been training our city in trouble, no doubt, the cat.
Oh yes, a cat.
Well, sooner or later he'll slip up. It won't happen. And when we do,
Yes? Yes?
I'll teach him what he will never forget. I'll suck him in the jaw. I'll punch him in the breadbasket. I'll shake him till his bones rattle. And then I'll kick him in the rump. That firebug is right. Never met Timothy Perkins.
Sorry, I'm a wreck.
Chief O'Hara?
You must be Officer Perkins. Mary said you pay a visit.
Say, nice to meet you. Nice job you have here.
I don't know what we do without smoking. He can sniff out smoke from a lighted match at 50 paces. Yeah, sure did. Now go lay down. How can I help you, Officer Perkins?
I thought that first I'd look over any evidence you might have found last night's fire.
There's precious little to show you. This is the only thing that we found that could be a clue. I found it a few feet away from the burned out shell of a building.
A pearl?
Aye, a pearl button. We think such as could have come off of someone's footwear.
Like a lady's shoe?
That, or off a fancy dance back. nothing, boy. Not something for you to eat. Smokey might be a dog, but he's got the curiosity of a cat. That's enough, boy. Now get you down. This might not be related to the fire at all, of course. It could have come off of the shoe of anyone strolling down the street, but I kept it anyway. We're desperate to find any connection to the firebug at all. Don't you see?
Indeed I do. I'll keep it in case it turns out to be of any evidence. Now, if I may speak to any of the firemen who fought the fire last night, they may have observed something that could be of help.
Buford Mullins is in the equipment room now, and some of the others are still asleep in the barracks. Come, we'll take you through them.
Oh, what's the matter, Smokey? Did everybody go off and leave you alone? Huh? Oh, I see. Do you want to go outside? All right, I'll take you out. Mom, I'm going to take Smokey out for a few minutes.
Fine, dear. Just stay off the trolley tracks.
Yes, Mom. You just need to stretch your legs a little, didn't you, Smokey? You watch the tracks, too. I've been thinking about what Mr. Moore said about women doing men's jobs and all, and I've decided what I want to be when I grow up. A detective. What? I do. Like that Sherlock Holmes character in the books. I bet I can find clues and put them together to catch a criminal, just like he does. Yes, I can. You'll see. I know. I'll try to figure out who this mysterious firebug is. That would prove I can be a detective. Don't worry, Smokey. I'll take you along to protect me. What is it, boy? What's the matter? What do you smell? The shirt factory? You can't go in there. What are you after anyway? Some lady's lunch basket? Come on, Smokey. Maybe Mom can find you a soup ball that will keep you satisfied to lunch. Come on now. Let's see what we can find in the kitchen.
Boy, 6 o'clock already. I don't know where the time goes. Do you, Smokey? You think time goes that way, do you, boy? Well, ask a fool's question. Supper will be on the table shortly, Jeep O'Hara.
Be right there, Mom.
Yes, your supper is just about ready too, Smokey. Just keep your spots on. You'd think we never fed the poor thing. You wait here, Smokey.
How'd you like your first day at work, Clara?
I liked it fine once I learned what a bobbin was.
I think you did very well for a beginner.
Gosh, thank you. That makes me as happy as a rooster in a hen house.
Is your brother going to ride the trolley back to the rooming house with you?
Dang it, then I know. I'll just pop my head in and ask. Hello? Anybody at home? Oh my goodness, you got some weird kind of dog measles.
Hello, miss. How can I help you?
Howdy, I'm looking for my brother. He's a fireman.
Clem Scoggins, right?
How'd you know that?
By your distinctive accent.
What accent?
I'll get Clem. Excuse me. Excuse me. Chief Pat O'Hara here. Yes, right away. You'll have to pardon me, Miss Scoggins. There's a brush fire at Elm Street.
How exciting. Just tell Clem I'll meet him at the boarding house.
I expect Clem will have to come with us.
What's the matter with you, crazy dog? Get away from me.
Oh dear. Nice, doggy.
Smokey, here boy, there's a fire.
Golly, I better hurry before I miss my trolley.
I know this little Italian restaurant on Melrose.
Really, Neville? I'm over the incident that upset me this morning. You don't have to.
I insist on letting you take me to you to dine.
No other restaurant. Say yes.
Well, if you really want to.
Here comes the trolley.
This way, Mario will personally lead you to the best table in the Mario Spaghetti Emporium. You will sit here.
Oh, how nice.
Thank you, Bella Signora. Now, Mario's going to sing you the menu.
Sing the menu.
Papa wanted his son to be a great cook. Mama wanted her bambino to be a great singer, like Russo. So, Mario became a cook. We got a lasagna, a fettuccine, tortellini, scampi too. We got spaghetti served al dente. It's my favorite. How about you? Served with meat sauce and crab sauce or meatball. Take it. It's delicious and nutritious, but it's all very good. Sprinkled with some Parmigiano, have a glass of vino, sweet. For dessert, some cappuccino and a dish of spaghetti. That's what Mario recommends, my friends.
The spaghetti will be fine with meat sauce. Is that all right with you, Mildred?
Oh, yes. That sounds heavenly.
Wonderful choice. We can taste this. I'll be right back. Mamma mia.
So tell me, Mildred, how do you like working at the shirt factory?
I'm content with my position. The work is hard and the days are long, but I make an honest living.
Honest? What a boring way to make a buck. What would you do? Say the factory closed, for instance, to support yourself.
What a frightening thought. I would have to seek employment at another factory, I suppose. But work isn't always easy to come by. I'm alone in the world and totally dependent on my own devices. Without work, I would be destitute.
Well, if you should find yourself in need of anything, I just want to let you know you can always turn to Neville Ash for aid.
What a generous offer. Thank you, Neville.
It would be my pleasure. And my pleasure will be the price she pays when the factory burns. Would you care to dance while we await our dinner?
I would be delighted.
Here you are. Mario's the best table. Now, Mario's going to see you the menu. We got the lasagna. Huh?
We'll have the lasagna. Is that all right with you, right here?
Whatever you say, Lulu.
But you don't want to know what else we have?
No.
Very well. We missed a wonderful song.
I'm glad you suggested coming here to eat. I'm starved. I had no idea your interview would take all day. Now you know as much about the fire station as I do.
It has been just fascinating. I wasn't aware, for instance, that the firemen used to dig ponds to feed the underground cistern for their hoses before fire hydrants were manufactured. And it must have been so exciting the day you got your first motorized engine.
It wasn't a way, but you know, I still kind of miss our horses. We had a mighty good set of steeds to pull a wheel. That's what we call the horse track.
How sentimental. Apparently, Fred Sparks, the fearless firefighter, has a touch of their side as well. Tell me, Fred, how is it you're not married?
Gosh, well, there is a certain young lady I've had my eye on, but I could never think of anything to say to her.
That's too bad. Perhaps you should read her poetry.
Red sticks? Good breadsticks.
We didn't order spaghetti.
I know. I just wanted to see what else you could have had. Humph!
best Italian food in the city. Enjoy it, my dear.
Oh dear.
What is it?
I'm afraid I got a tiny spot of spaghetti sauce on my blouse. If I don't dab it with water right away, it might stain. Will you excuse me while I go to the powder room?
Of course. I wouldn't want you to ruin your lovely frock.
Here's your lasagna. It's delicious. Not as delicious as our spaghetti, but we didn't want to hear about that.
That looks great. Before I eat, I need to make a little trip to the gems. Oh, Miss Smith.
Mr. Sparks!
Whatever could she
What are you
do?
doing here? What a pleasant surprise. Do you dine here often?
Oh, it's my first time. Do you eat here a lot?
No, it's my first visit too. A gentleman acquaintance brought me.
Oh.
Would perhaps you like to join us?
It's sure nice of you to ask. But I'm with a lady acquaintance who suggested you come here.
Oh. I mean, my sole mission at the factory is beside the window. I couldn't help but notice you leave the station in the company of a beautiful woman. I assume she's your lady friend.
Lulu? That's the lady I'm with, all right, but she's not my lady friend. He's a journalist and has been asking me questions about a firefighter. Actually, I don't have a lady friend.
You don't?
No, I don't. Well, I suppose you must be anxious to return to your gentleman friend.
Oh, I don't have a gentleman friend. My escort is Neville Ash, the manager of the shirt factory. His interest in me is purely as an employee.
That's great. I mean, isn't it great if you care to know about these seamstresses to treat them with dinner?
Yes, it is.
Now that Lulu has shown me this nice little restaurant, I'm sure I'll come back another time. Perhaps you might like to join me?
My friend, I would love to.
You would? Does tomorrow be too soon?
Tomorrow would be lovely.
I'll meet you at the factory at 6 o'clock.
I'll be ready. Until then, I suppose we should be getting back to our dinner companions.
Oh, sure. I forgot to mention the little spot you guys.
Oh, I thought I got it out.
We've got a date. I can't wait to tell Buford.
He invited me to dinner. I can't wait to tell Julie.
This needs some salt. Where's the salt? Excuse me, madam. May I borrow?
You.
What are you doing here?
I brought one of the firemen, Fred Sparks. I've been pumping him for information all day. For basic lady firefighters, I passed an examination.
Good, good. You remember how I showed you the steering mechanism is attached to my motor car?
Well, of course.
I want you to get to their fire truck tonight and dismantle the one on it.
Well, what time are you planning on starting the fire?
It depends on my dinner companion, a seamstress at the factory. If all goes to plan, we might enjoy a little romantic walk.
You devil, if you're gonna spend time with an innocent maiden, I might as well apply my charms on Fred. He is quite good looking.
Mildred is returning. Enjoy your dinner.
The spot came out. It shouldn't stay.
Good. Then eat, my dear. I have something planned for after dinner.
Sorry I took so long. I ran into an acquaintance. It's alright, just hurry and eat your lasagna before it gets cold, Fred dear. I have a little extra something planned for after dinner.
So tell me, Mildred, where do you live?
I have a cozy little house that belonged to my parents. I had to mortgage it heavily when they fell sick. But I managed to make the payments.
What an industrious young woman you are.
I was wondering, Fred, where exactly do you live?
I have a room at Miss Green's boarding house. Since I sleep at the fire station half the time, I just need a place to hang my spare uniform mostly.
Well, that's interesting. I have a cozy little place on Canal Street. Perhaps you could walk me home after dinner?
That sounds nice, but I'm on duty tonight.
I know, but there's still time.
What?
Your hand!
Your hand.
Yes?
Yes?
It's on my hand.
It's on my hand.
I know.
I know.
I'm not that kind of girl.
I'm not that kind of fellow.
Come, my dear, it's time you chase the light.
I'll decide when that time comes, Mr. Ash. As for you, you can taste this!
Mildred, what's this man do to you?
What did I do to her?
At first he seemed nice, but then he put his hand on my hand.
Cat, no wonder you did this.
I wish I had ordered us a couple of cheese sandwiches.
Excuse me, Miss Moore. Meeting you is quite an experience. I believe this fellow might be more suited to your taste than I am anyway.
What do you mean?
Mr. Moore, well, you placed your hand on my hand as well.
What? You hussy! You gonna step outside and say that to my face? Look at this goody two-shoes.
She's going outside, all right? With me. Good evening, Miss Moore. Meeting you is quite an experience. Come, Mildred.
It could have been an experience if you'd stuck around. I have never been so insulted in my life. Can you believe he preferred that mousy little thing to me?
Oh, shut up and hand me my hat.
All right, what's going on here?
Pay the man.
You should have told me you wanted in order to
That's it. Back it carefully into the garage.
You're back, Mom. You're right there, darling. Are you happy to see me, boy? I'm happy to see you, too. You help fight the fire? Good dog. Brave dog. You're the best dog in the whole wide world. Was it a bad fire, Chief O'Hara?
Not too bad, Molly. Some dry grass got on fire, but we managed to put it out before we started any buildings we did.
That's good. I made rolls of lemonade. You all must be thirsty, breathing in all that smoke.
Thanks, Mom. You take good care of us.
It's my pleasure. There's a big pot of Irish stew cooking on the stove. Your favorite. I'll serve it as soon as the cornbread comes out of the oven. Just take a this, Tim. Don't mind if I do. I appreciate your letting me come along to the fire chief. It was quite an experience. Your job is almost as tough as a cop.
Glad to have you along. You're a big help.
Why don't you get your deck of cards and play a little poker until supper's ready? It'll help you relax.
Good idea, Mom.
Molly, I could use your help.
Sure, Mom.
I ain't too sure how to play that. What is it like, tag?
That's great. Bring my play to play for.
That's okay. We never play for money.
And what do you play for?
What else? Matchsticks.
I'm much obliged to you for coming with me, Julia.
It's a nice night for a stroll. Besides, you don't know the city yet. You could get lost.
That's for sure. I never seen so many buildings all clumped together before. I might near got a crick in my neck just from looking up.
You'll get used to everything in no time. Here we are. Excuse us, gentlemen. Clara! Don't get up, please. We just came by for Clara to bring something to her brother.
I figure you could use a tooth powder and toothbrush if you're going to spend the night here, Clint.
Thanks for you, Susan.
I'm sorry to make you take a double shift on your first date, lad. Or we're short-handed, you see.
Well, your hands look like they're regular length to me.
Make me a card.
Julie, Clara, I'll just make some fresh lemonade. She's in the kitchen. I'm sure she'll be happy before you sleep.
That sounds refreshing, Buford. I am a little thirsty after our walk. Would you like some, Clara?
I'll say, I could go down a pitcher bowl. Besides, I don't want to stay here with that there dog and catch what he's got and break out all over with big black blotches.
Mom, it's Buford's friend, Julie. Why haven't you?
Now, let's play some serious cards.
We missed our stop.
I know. I was so fascinated by your story about the department store fire, I could have stayed on the trolley to the end of the line. I never knew you were such a talker, Fred.
Neither did I. It took me a long time to get up the courage to speak to you, but once I did, it's like a damn bridge, and the word just came flooding out.
My goodness, why were you so afraid to talk to me?
I guess it's because I liked you from the first time I saw you, and I didn't want to say something stupid, and you think I was an idiot.
I never think that, Fred. I've liked you too, from the very beginning.
You have?
Uh-huh.
I wish I had known.
A lady can't just walk up to a man and tell him she likes him. It's not proper.
That's true. After being with that brazen Miss Lenore, I can really appreciate the company of a lady.
And after being with Neville Ash, I can appreciate the company of a gentleman. I only hope he'll keep his hands to himself at work.
If he doesn't, you close me out your window, and I'll come over and put out his fire.
My hero.
I wish I could always like this forever, but it's time for me to start my shift at the station.
We'll be together a lot now that we brought our feelings out stove.
I have to go to this, I have to go to the state. I have to start my shift at the station.
I'll be with you all night then.
Are you sure it'll be alright until the trolley comes?
I'll be fine. I better hurry though so I don't miss it.
Good night, Mildred.
Good night, Fred.
Hey, Fred, go up and change the chair for the game.
In a minute, I didn't eat my supper.
We haven't eaten either. Ma's got some Irish stew cooking in the kitchen.
Great, I'll see if I can hurry her up. You know what to do.
Of course, I'm supposed to loosen the thingamajiggy from the whatchamacallit.
You're really wasting your time working for me. You should get jobs writing manuals for motor vehicles.
Oh, you're just peeved because that Mildred girl rejected your advances. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Fred told me that they always keep the back door to the garage unlocked because there's always someone.
Just make sure you don't get caught.
Of course I won't. But if I do, I'll say I'm back for more questions.
While you're doing that, I'll set several little bonfires throughout the factory. By the time they develop into an inferno, it'll be impossible to put out with their fire truck. The insurance companies will pay me a fortune for this one.
It's Neville Ash. Whatever could he be doing here at this time of night? Wait a minute. What was it he said to me at dinner about suppose you would find yourself out of a job? He couldn't have meant. Surely not. Yet, maybe I should get Fred. But suppose Neville has a good reason to be in there. I feel like such a fool. Perhaps I have to call him inside to make sure.
Mom said to clear the table. Supper's almost ready.
Hear that, man? We'll just finish this game real quick, like. Honey?
Yes, sir. I wonder if Smokey's ready to eat? I should have known you'd make up for the food was mentioned. So if he needs to go for a minute, I'll go with him. Tell him all where I am, okay? Sure. What is it, boy? What's the matter? You think somebody's in there? But the building's locked at night, see? Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe there is somebody in there. Maybe it's a burglar. Let's get Chief O'Hara in the med. Quick! Oh!
Drat, another witness. I've just taken care of one. Come with me, little girl.
Help!
That sounds like Molly.
Smoke, Chief.
Look, the shirt factory's on fire.
Molly! Where's Molly?
She's inside the factory?
Quickly, man, to the truck.
Dang,
Mom.
Molly, my baby!
You can't go in there, Mom.
Gosh, no, you'd be burnt to a crisp.
No! Molly!
Steer left.
Can't, the wheels won't turn. Help! Somebody help us!
Told you, climb out the window.
We can't! Devil-Ash tied us up!
I'll get them. Rescue from our bucket brigade.
Fred's right. We'll pass buckets of water from Ma's kitchen sink. We need 3 strong men in the crowd to volunteer. I don't think we're going to be able to put it out.
Molly, my baby!
Curses! Get away from me, you crazy dog!
Somebody stop him! He set the factory on fire!
Tattletale, my wonderful career is ruined! You'll never take me alive!
Emma! No, no!
I'm afraid it's too late for it now. The inside of the building has totally collapsed.
If he set this fire, do you suppose? Look, Chief, it's bad. It's missing a pearl button, just like the one you found at last night's fire. This clinches it. That man was the Fiendish firebug who's destroying our city. That he died by his own hand and has gone to his just rewards.
You called him by name. I will ask, what do you know about this, Mr. Moore?
Me? Nothing. You sure asked me a lot of questions about our fire station. Well, I told you, I'm a journalist.
Maybe, but I find it strange that the security mechanism on the fire truck went out right after you paid the station visit.
You told me I could be something special when I grew up, Miss Lenore. I decided to be a detective. If I were a detective right now, I'd ask you, why do you have grease on your fingers?
Oh, grease! I don't know what you're
Yes,
talking
ma'am.
about.
Kind of seen the menus on the fire trucks?
Well, I don't know about
Fires! What could you use those for, Miss Lenore? To loosen the steering wheel, perhaps?
well, the thing about that is
Good dog. You're funny with me, miss. We're gonna take a little stroll down to the fire station.
you know, I feel like going to a place like Canal Street is more like
I thought Neville was up to no good when I saw him enter the factory. So I followed him in. You saved my life, Fred. Now you really are my hero.
When I think how close I came to losing you, well, I know we haven't had a proper courtship, but I'm going to ask you anyways. Will you marry me?
I guess I would love to.
Gosh, Fred, you're gonna give me ideas.
And me.
Gee, ain't Big City Life romantic?
Sure is!
You said it, Clem.
It sure is.
Shining through, breaking day, everyone will know. Hear the motors roar and the sirens blow. I've seen lots and lots of fire trucks. I can see the big engines roaring down the street. I've seen lots and lots of fire trucks. Here they come now through the smoking heat. I can see the big engine roaring down the street. In a fire or emergency, in any situation that needs urgency, they are on the job both day and night, fighting fires till the morning light. I've seen lots and lots of fire trucks. I can see the big engines roaring down the street. I've seen lots and lots of fire trucks. Lots of chrome and shining steel. Brave men and women sit behind the wheel. When they're on their way, everyone will know. Hear the motors roar and the sirens blow. I've seen lots and lots of fire trucks. I can see those big engines roaring down the street. I've seen lots and lots of fire trucks. Here they come now through the smoking heat. I can see those big engines roaring down the street. In a fire or emergency, in any situation that needs urgency, they are on the job both day and night, fighting fires till the morning light. I've seen lots and lots of fire trucks. I can see those big engines roaring down the street. I've seen lots and lots of fire trucks. Here they come now through the smoking heat. I can see those big engines roaring down the street. They're ready anytime or anywhere, on the ground, in the water, or in the air. From the southern states to Baltimore, from the eastern coast to the western shore, I've seen lots and lots of fire trucks. I can see those big engines roaring down the street. I've seen lots and lots of fire trucks. Here they come now through the smoking heat.